Welcome back to the channel for your source of Marvel Strike Force information for players who plan first and spend if there's value there. Often isn't, so most of my advice is useful or free to play. My primary game goal is preparing for Dark Dimension 4, and that's what our topic is today. What we know so far, and some advice to help balance some questionable suggestions I'm seeing in my own YouTube feed. I want to be able to team up, collect Doctor Doom and use him with however I want. So the first thing I want to go over is the map for Dark Dimension 4, which has recently been data mined by MSFGG. Now there's 4 types of nodes. Actually, there's 5 types of nodes. The first 3 you can use anything you want, possibly with the restriction to not allow legendary. We don't really know yet. The next 3 are global. The next 3 are cosmic. The next 3 are city, and the last 3 are legendary only. So what that means is, and what we've also heard in a strike time, though it's not been confirmed, is a little bit confusing how they said it, was that it requires 4 characters of each type to be able to enter different sections of the map. So possibly you need 4 global characters, 4 cosmic characters, 4 city, and 4 legendaries to be able to hit those nodes. Not confirmed yet, but what that does mean is that it's a heck of a marathon to be able to build it's going to take 16 characters to even be able to address these nodes to get through. So that's my primary question and challenge I have for the other content creators who've begun to provide advice on Dark Dimension 4, clearly before it's even in the game and no one's even tried it yet, is to say, hey, you should do these characters. Well, we don't know that yet, and it doesn't help to sprint into global with the current emphasis on the Pimtech team, given that they're just selling those character offers. It doesn't help to sprint into global if you burn your biomaterials that you need for city, for your symbiotes. If you burn your, are all 4 of the tech characters of Pimtech more important than possibly Minerva for cosmic or Doc Ock for legendary? I think there's a lot more questions than answers right now, and I just want to caution everybody just to slow your roll down a little bit. Like, none of us, well, very few of us, unless you've spent a lot of money, are anywhere near level 80, have anywhere near the kind of gear to be able to take up even 1 character, much less 4 to begin playing this. So there's really no reason to hurry. The longer you wait, the better your perspective will be on what the right way to use these really scarce materials on and which characters to push for. So I think another thing that's important to note is that I don't think this map is final. I don't think this information, it's all set up in the game completely, because I don't see Doom in the last node of Dark Dimension 4. And I would expect Doom there for a number of reasons. One, Johnny keeps showing up here and he has no other Fantastic Four members. Johnny would be, one to give a boost to a Doom. That's the one I would keep throwing in here. And other characters that are in here that would give a boost to Doom are Vision, who would give him defense up, and then obviously Scarlet Witch makes Vision even better. I just see this as, hey, this is great, you got a bunch of information here, and they don't have Doom in the list yet, but Doom will be in the list to make this last node a lot harder. So to say this does not appear to be complete to me. So take that with a grain of salt when you are planning, if you're beginning to plan for Dark Dimension 4. Now, the one thing that we can start doing is understanding, hey, what are some of the most important characters that we can consider for Dark Dimension 4? And I think I want to find here, I think there's a Health Steal. Where is that under? Where's Health Steal? Okay, after much ado about nothing, looking through the list of filters, MSFGG is not able to do that. So what I think we can do from the start is to begin to pick out characters who you'll want to use in Dark Dimension 4. Again, the maximum you would want to make, to level up and gear up is 20. That would be on your second time run. So on your second run, you should consider Dr. Doom for the second run. I mean, once you have him, like, using him is kind of a no-brainer for the first 3 nodes plus the global nodes. Another no-brainer that's coming out soon that will hopefully be farmable of some type Though this one, all players who are focused on Dark Dimension 4 should really consider the at least one offer for Ghost, because I don't know how much of a paywall they'll put her behind, but her she's just designed to break the global nodes for Dark Dimension, so she at least belongs on the team as a tech character. Again, Doom is a mystic and tech character, so we don't really know what gear he's going to need, but we'll have to see that once it happens later. But Ghost seems like a no-brainer to work on because of the health steal. More health steals, going down that path, we would want to consider Minerva. Minerva is still going to be important for Dark Dimension 4. That's a second tech that we should consider. So we're already starting to add up the techs. I don't see how we'll be able to do a bunch of Pym techs. You probably need Minerva and Ghost so far, and most likely for and possibly Doc Ock for Legendary. So that's three. Like, you can't do Ant-Man, and you can't blow all your extra stuff on Ant-Man and Wasp and Yellow Jacket. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So you already need Ghost, possibly some tech gear for Doctor Doom, Minerva, and probably Doctor Doom. So that is 4 tech already. So I put away the rest of that. So in Global, the next most likely that we'll need is to use some of the mutants who all fit into Global. So all of that gear would enable the Global team. I would suggest right now the only ones that we can be kind of certain of as being likely to be super useful is Emma Frost. So the current, milestone events are very important here. She helps a lot in slowing the other team down, making them hit each other, and she has some great sustainability. Hopefully by the time that we get into Dark Dimension 4, maybe we'll even get a third run of Emma's milestone so that we can have a high red star version ready to go into that event. Emma Frost seems likely. The next mutant for her health steal coming back to the game is Phoenix into the legendary nodes. Just makes a lot of sense. I don't see any reason not to use her. There was Ebony Maws in that last node, so Ebony Maw would kind of make it tough to use Phoenix. Every time she went down, she would be ability blocked. So this may be a negative for using Phoenix in those final nodes. Remember, again, here in this map, there were a lot of Ebony Maws. And when you see Ebony Maw, you have to take him out, or he's going to make just even more miserable using Phoenix. Let's see if he's in many more of the other nodes here. He's not in that one. So in the legendary nodes, he's just in the last nodes. So he is workaroundable. So that gives you at least 2 mutants to work on. So we already had three techs, 2 mutants to consider working on, which is more than enough to work on. On the Mystics, for city nodes, it's all bio. It's the symbiotes, and you need to work them in order from Symbiote Spider-Man to Carnage. Then it's a toss-up between probably Anti-Venom next, Scream, and finally Venom. So, if you can do all 5, great. If you can't, get those 4 down to Scream or Venom. We'll see which one's more helpful by that point in time. Heck, everything could get reworked by then. I don't know. But yeah, that gives you tons of bio projects. And that leaves the underutilized categories being Mystic and Skill. I still don't see any reason to level any skill characters that high yet. I don't see any reason at all. I would suggest, using Mystic characters to start. Like the only no-brainer Mystic character to me is Ebony Maw. He belongs there. Thanos, probably too. In fact, I would say, now that I've gotten through all of this, if I work on my primary U7.5 team I have 2 primaries now. I have the symbiotes, which I will be working on, and then Black Bolt, Ebony Maw, Thanos, Symbiote Spider-Man, who's on the other team too, and Minerva. I would just work on those. Thanos and Ebony Maw as the first 2. And that's plenty to work on. That's going to take 4 to 5 to 6 months just to get those. So on tech, Ghost, Minerva, probably Dr. Octopus. For mutants, Emma Frost, Phoenix. Who knows? Maybe there's another one that comes out after that. For Mystic, Thanos, Ebony Maw. And for Bio, Symbiote. That is the best suggestion I have for you. I think that is months of advice. That's safe bets. Anything past there where folks are giving complete team build-outs should really wait. We could get a lot more teams. We could actually have some skill characters that make sense to invest in, like Shang-Chi next summer. I'm going to keep banging the drum. The martial arts Shang-Chi team that could come out, possibly with a Mystic or a Tech Mandarin, or a Mystic or a Tech or a Bio Fin Fang Foom. You only need one or two of those characters to jump into Global or Cosmic, however they decide to align those characters, and they could help out a lot. So I would just wait. Wait for that. And obviously, Doom being the reward for all of it also would make a lot of sense to use on the second pass of it. So it's one of those slots available. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Take your time. Enjoy the journey toward Dark Dimension 4. I know I am. Just be really careful about this early advice, because a lot of people went wrong in Dark Dimension 3 based on advice they received too early. So take your time. Let's walk this walk. Let's get to this marathon stage by stage and cross that finish line pretty close to together. I don't think it makes a lot of difference as long as you don't make a giant mistake. Then it doesn't matter what your resource you're applying, as long as you are focused and intentional. So thanks for your time. Hope this was helpful. Take care, go outside, and stay safe.